Testosterone is a steroid hormone that the body mainly produces in the testicles and the ovaries. And although testosterone levels drop around 1 to 2% each year after the age of 40, low testosterone levels can occur at any age. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about 10 easy ways that you can support a healthy testosterone balance in the body, as well as increase testosterone too, so stay with me till the end. Also, real quick before we get started, it would mean the world to me if you hit the like button down below for the YouTube algorithm and turn the bell on next to it to stay up to date with new weekly videos. It's interesting because I was reading how the average 75-year-old Okinawan male has much higher levels of testosterone than the average American male who is 30 years younger. Could it just be that low testosterone in males is becoming the norm? But remember, testosterone isn't just a sex hormone that is necessary to stimulate sexual desire and increase your libido. You need a healthy amount of testosterone for a healthy pain response, red blood cells, regular sleep patterns, bone density, and even muscle mass. And there are many things in our typical American lifestyle that tanks our testosterone levels, some of which you already know, like chronic stress, being heavier than normal, low vitamin D status, and imbalance in gut flora. But how it is measured is a good place to start, so let's start there. Well, you have bound testosterone, which means that the hormone is attached to a protein like albumin called SHBG. Most testosterone, about 97% of the blood, is actually bound this way, essentially biologically inactive. Free testosterone, on the other hand, which makes up 2 to 3%, is the form that has access to all of your cells and plays that androgenic role that you're looking for. Total testosterone is a combination of the two, and the low end of the normal range for total testosterone is between 250 to 300 nanograms per deciliter, and the upper end is 1,000 to 1,100 nanograms per deciliter. You get a more accurate reading if you test between 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., as afternoon tests may give a false impression of low levels. I always recommend getting your levels checked to see where they are at, instead of guessing and then rechecking in 3 months to see how that progress helped you. So what's the first thing you could do if your levels are low? Become more physically active. Men who are physically active have a better testosterone profile compared to those that are sedentary. But here's the catch to this. Too much exercise without giving yourself enough recovery time can actually lower testosterone levels in what's called overtraining syndrome. Ideally, you want to lift heavy weights for 6 to 12 reps with larger muscle groups like your quadriceps, hamstrings, back, shoulders, and chest, as these will put on the maximum amount of muscle. You want to go about 70 to 90% of your maximum effort, but make sure you don't weight train to failure or exhaustion. This leads to the best increases in testosterone for a 24-hour period, and the order of your workouts matter too. Make sure to weight train first, then do cardio or endurance activity afterwards, not the other way around. Secondly, if there are 3 vitamins and minerals that I can think of that help support healthy testosterone levels, they are vitamin D, magnesium, and zinc, especially vitamin D, as there seems to be a causal link between vitamin D deficiency and low testosterone, according to this Mendelian randomization analysis. So in addition to getting your testosterone checked, get your vitamin D levels checked as well, and make sure they fall between 40 nanograms per milliliter to 80. Same with magnesium. In this study, our results show that supplementation with magnesium increases free and total testosterone values in sedentary and in athletes. So with this, I would go with magnesium glycinate or bisglycinate, as the body can absorb it the best. And as for zinc, go with Zinc Picolinate, all of which you can find on my Thorn store. Once you're there, you can shop my entire supplement collection, as well as find my top 3 favorite supplements. You could also find a vitamin D test directly on my shop page as well. Thirdly, learn to use light. And this idea goes back to the skin being an endocrine gland, which you can read all about it in this paper. But to summarize, men who got 20 to 30 minutes of sun exposure 2 to 3 times a week doing normal outdoor activities like gardening, reading, and walking had notably higher levels of testosterone, all thanks to the P53 gene in our keratinocyte skin cells, which can activate the pituitary gland and hypothalamus, which in turn causes increases in LH, FSH, which then trigger testosterone, estradiol, and progesterone. The fourth thing you can do is get enough sleep. 7 to 9 hours a night is ideal for testosterone. And about 15% of Americans get only 5 hours of sleep a night. We have data that show us that daytime testosterone levels decrease by 10% to 15% in young healthy men who underwent 1 week of sleep restriction to 5 hours per night. And on this topic, if you have sleep apnea, you want to resolve it as well, as it is said that sleep apnea can reduce your testosterone levels as well. Ideally, try to get to bed by 10 p.m. and wake up around 6 a.m. for the best balance. Even better if you can get yourself into sunlight shortly after waking up to strengthen your circadian cycle to this routine. That's actually a bonus tip, and it ties back to sleep quality. Because enhancing the quality of your sleep is just as important as the quantity of sleep that you're getting. So make sure devices are off an hour before bed. The fifth thing you can do is cut back on alcohol. Alcohol impairs the function of the Sertoli cells in the testicles, which plays a role in sperm maturation, as well as the Leydig cells, which produce and secrete the hormone testosterone. Your T levels may drop as quickly as 30 minutes after you drink alcohol, which is something to keep note of. The sixth thing you can do is strengthen your grip. This article showed a strong relationship between testosterone levels and grip strength among non-obese participants than among obese participants. One way you can strengthen your grip is with a hand gripper, while opening and closing your fingers with the resistance of a hand grip strengthener. You automatically increase muscle mass in your forearm, so you might also get bigger forearms during the process. Just make sure to alternate the hands as well. The seventh thing you can do is get rid of endocrine disruptors like BPA, phthalate esters, endosulfans, atrazine, and a few more. But BPA, or bisphenol A, is a big one here in the States. It's a chemical found within many types of plastics which end up being absorbed by the body. Once in there, your body treats it like estrogen. It is important to choose products that are BPA free, especially like your cutting boards. Make sure they aren't plastic. The eighth thing on my list is drop some pounds. Obese males between the ages of 14 and 20 have up to 50% less testosterone than those who are not overweight. Men who weigh more have lower testosterone levels because, to put it simple, adipose tissue converts testosterone into estrogen. The less of it we have, the more testosterone we get. The ninth thing is to incorporate some of these foods: onions and pomegranates, which I've made separate videos that look at this in more depth, but also velvet beans. And lastly, I know you're all wondering about the supplements that work. There are 3 of them that come to mind, and I've made a video talking about each one of them. 1 being Shilajit, 2 being Tongkat Ali, and 3 being Ashwagandha. I have linked below each of them in the description, and I highly encourage you to watch these videos after this one. We go over dosing and safety tips for each one that I think is vital for you to understand before you start taking them. I think it's also important to note that in addition to these 10 tips that I just gave you, ruling certain conditions like primary and secondary male hypogonadism is important as well, which is why speaking to your healthcare provider is essential in making informed decisions on rebalancing testosterone in the body. And before starting any supplement as well too, you want to make sure that you are the actual right candidate for them. But I'm more curious to hear from you guys though. What are your thoughts on increasing testosterone naturally? Do you know of any tips that work that I didn't mention? Leave them in the comments below, and until then guys, I'll see you on the next one.